Hi, it's Dylan here, trying something a bit different. Meh, there. This is the first video I'll be making on what might end up being a lot of different topics. And they're going to be more or less everything under the sun. So it was hard to think of a first thing to talk about. It's not easy to think of something that I could really have a massive input on, because frankly I don't do much in the way of research. I don't try to, because I don't talk about things that I need facts on, which I know, what the hell am I talking about, but these are going to be personal opinions, just personal opinions. They're not the truth. They're not going to be like a new way of looking at the universe, but rather my way of looking at the universe, where I am right now, what I've learned in the past, what I hope in the future. You know, it's just going to be about me. Also, the setting here will probably change. I'm not going to do these particular ones on in my room. At the very least, I could do it out on the balcony on nice days. And they're going to be, some of them are going to be depressing. This first one, I'm sorry to say, is going to be about on the depressing side, but it has it up. I'm going to tell you now, it's going to have an upbeat ending. But other ones are just going to be really like fun. So I decided to start with this one because it's near and dear to me, though not in a good way. But I've definitely had a lot of time to think about it. And that is death. The concept of death. Now, I don't mean the concept of death in the sense of like life after death. I mean the exact opposite. Death as the ending of all things. I'm an atheist, which many of you might already know. But I was raised Catholic, so as a kid I was promised, you know, if you live a good life, you're going to end up and go to heaven. And if you do bad, you're going to end up go to hell, and then there's a place called limbo in between. And, you know, I'm not going to go into why I became an atheist. I'm not going to go into my thoughts on organized religion. That's going to be probably another video, or, you know, I can get into a conversation. I plan to also do these live at times as well. Low energy rambles and live energy rambles. We'll see how it pans out. But the main thing I want to point out is I have, for the past few years now, been really pondering over the idea of death and the cessation of all things. Because when that happens, that's it. That's it. It's done. Whoever you were as a person is gone. You'll be in people's memories. Maybe you'll have even left some sort of impression. But for the most part, you're dead. And most importantly to you, you're dead, because you cease to be. When you don't get brought back on the operating table, when you don't suddenly jerk back to life, you're dead. And I believe everything you were as a person ends. Now, that's the great thing about being an atheist, is that you can be wrong. And a part of you is kind of okay with being wrong at times. But there's no proof to be wrong. So we have to use our knowledge from what's around us. And we see a dead person on the ground and, you know, that's it. They're just meat at this point. A living animal ceased to be a living animal. But as a result, compared to anyone who has a religion, or even has some sort of spiritual belief that after you die, something happens. And again, that could entirely happen, but I put that pretty far down the list of possibilities. But as an atheist, I believe, at the cessation of self, everything you were, your hopes, your dreams, your loves, your hates, your thoughts, whatever you are that is conscious is gone. And that is more terrifying than a million years in a lake of hell, burning eternally, or coming back as a tapeworm, or reliving the same existence over and over again. For all I know, I have been living the same existence all over and over and over again. I won't know, will I? But I have been awake. I have almost gotten sick out of fear once. Just the idea of just ending. And because an atheist has no comfort. All we know is that we die. Life's not really about comfort, and you have to be a big boy or girl or whatever and accept the fact that, if you're an atheist, you accept the fact that there's nothing afterlife. There's no afterlife. And this is shit in a lot of ways. Because in a way, everything you've done in your life to make yourself happy, to give yourself a unique identity, will end. Will be for nothing. And not only that, we can't really grasp the idea of our minds just ending. Maybe if you've had a near-death experience, or you've blacked out, like completely passed out, and there was like no dreams. Dreamless sleep is probably the nearest thing. I heard once someone say that moment between asleep and dreams. But even that probably won't cut it. Because at some fundamental level, you are still there. I would even take that over the idea of just nothing. A black void, or even just a void where you go into. And this, like I said, has no comfort, but it's also where I can see the logic that Christians and other fundamentalist groups think that, oh, if there's no God, then there's no rules. Well, that's going to be an argument for something else. Or there's no point to be good because you don't get a reward at the end. Again, that's another topic for another time. Instead, I have found with so many atheists a fear that is more fundamental than anything. And it results in something that you can't fix because you know you're going to die. And at the same time, part of you almost clings to the hope that you're wrong. But you can't really be like that, because that way leads people down to the idea that, oh, well, maybe I should just relapse back into religion. I don't think any religious organization wants you back under those circumstances, because you wouldn't be really coming back in anyway. But then you could argue that, oh, well, we don't remember where we were before we were born. That's true. But I was in a void of nothingness before I had a life, as far as I'm aware. And as a result, I now have something to lose. Me. Literally. Me. Just me. Everything. And you at home, or wherever you are, one day you'll die, and if I'm right, and all the signs point that I'm right, you'll just cease. And it's scary. And like a lot of people I talk to, back to the whole atheist thing I was trying to get at. Can you tell why I call this low energy rambles? I see them saying it's so scary, the thought. It's like existential dread, the sense of oblivion, the void. And you can see it in animals too. Most animals spend their entire lives trying to get away from danger and prolong their life. And humans want to do the exact same thing. We're the best suited for it. We prolong our lives We've been on an up and up and up scale for centuries. And that comes with its own problems, but again, other episode. And I just hate the fact that one day there might be immortality for people, because I'll be dead for that. So unless they create a time machine to go back and like give us all immortality just for the sake of it, in which case I'd have liked if they did it when I was much younger, back when I had hair. We'll all be doom and gloom in this. Like I said, the good is coming. But as a result, and yeah, basically what I'm trying to say is, it's scary, but you can't do anything about it. You cannot do anything about it. And in a way, that's kind of liberating. Because there's no right way to live life, a wrong way to live life, people go off and be hedonistic like monsters. Or they could stick their heads in the sand all day and just do nothing. But there's no real need to do that. There's no real need to, in many ways, be afraid of it. Like I say, I always become scared of death. But I find a way out of it. It's just reminding myself that yes, you can't fix it. Yes, you're going to die one day. And as a result, I always ask, are you dying right now? Are you literally dying right now? And as far as I'm aware, no, I'm not. Could I have a very subtle form of cancer? I don't know. And one day I will ask myself that and I'll be like, yes, I am dying. And I'll have to resolve that then and there. Unless, of course, it happens too quick for me to know. I could be hit with a car tomorrow. I could have a stroke before I finish making this video. That's life. But life isn't just about death. You're not just born to die. You're born to do whatever the hell you like, ideally. But I find that life is there to experience. Yes, it's going to end one day, but while you have it, you have to make it your own. Now, there is no real right or wrong way to live a life. There is within a certain societal norms, of course. You can't go around killing people for the sake of it, because in many ways, you're taking away those people's lives, their chances for happiness, even if they don't deserve it. I don't feel sorry that a bunch of ISIS people get bombed. They're monsters, in my opinion. But I care if an old woman 2 or 3 doors down from me gets shot by a psychopath before he turns his gun on himself. Is it a double standard? Kind of. But so what? So the hell what? We need society to exist if we want to live comfortable lives. At least most of us do, not all. I think that's why society existed. But all you have is this life. All you have is this life. So make it yours. Be your own person. Follow your dreams. Get new ones, forget old ones. Do whatever the hell you like. Within, again, reasons. Because eventually you're going to die, and that's it. And if I'm wrong, fine. I and the rest of us will deal with that then and there. But for now, don't squander what you have. Because if you squander what you have, you're going to be there regretting. And sometimes you can never get it back. Sometimes there's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. Even if it's a disaster, you can usually get back up on your feet and walk on. Now, there's tons of ways people can make the most out of their lives. I find setting yourselves tiny little goals to reach, and then reach them. And if those tiny little goals can build up to bigger goals, even better. Other people have one big dream in their life. Write the book, marry the person that they've always loved, become a good father or mother or whatever. become a millionaire, become the president, so on and so forth. And if you think you have it in you, you should really follow up on it. Because even if you fail, at the very least you've tried. And it isn't just because it's better that you tried last, never tried at all, or anything like that. It's not just that. It's that you'll then have to deal with the fact that you never tried at all in the back of your mind, year after year after year after year after year. Then you're going to die. That was space you could have used for pleasant things. So much pleasant things in this world. And there really is. This world is so gloomy these days, but there's so much good in it, so much happiness and joy. Little things. Laughing at jokes and having a good meal and jacking off. You know, it's all there. And there's much bigger ones too. Especially if you can experience it with other people, because they're going through their own journey that will end the same destination as you. And at the end of it, they want to look back and say, oh, well, if this is it, at least I did my bit for myself. And you could say, you could argue that's selfish. Yeah, it is. There's nothing wrong with that. You need selfishness a lot of times. You need selfishness in life. To a degree. All things to a degree. But don't hide behind the Bible and say, you know, I'm going to go to heaven one day if you don't believe it. Don't start becoming a nihilistic asshole because you think life has no meaning. It has meaning to you. And there's no reason that your results come up with, oh, I'm going to become a serial killer. Don't be that person. Don't also be that person who like finds something that works for you and then tries to push it onto other people. Like I said, this is just my opinion. These are almost always going to be my opinions. Actually, they're always going to be my opinions, but they're going to be my opinions not designed to push on you. Rather, I want to say my two-piece and then walk away. And if, you know, someone likes that, that's good. As you can see, I'm starting to wrap up now. They're rambles. Sorry. Very little editing is going to involve in this one. I was planning to edit like crazy, and I just didn't. Talking like an Italian, what's going on here? But if you're like me, and there comes a time when you're trying to drift off to sleep, and something starts in the back of your mind, you keep on going, before long you're like, I don't want to die. Just remember, you will die. Doesn't matter what you want, what you don't want, you will die. But you'll also live. You're going to live. So make sure that that's your life. Laugh more. Strive for things that you want to do. There's a place down the road you've never been to, go and visit it. You always putting off till a guest comes around? No. Just go now. Say you've been. Watch that movie you've been putting off for ages because of some stupid reason or another. If you want to do it, do it. Watch the movie. Go out on the weekend or don't go out on the weekend. Call up a friend or don't call up a friend. Live your life the way you want. Always within reason. And that reason, again, always falls to you. But also then to the outside world, because we need to have a consensus here. And, you know, don't be a dick about living your life. Have some fun at someone's expense from time to time, particularly if they've been a dick themselves, you know, fair game. But don't be a dick about living your life in pursuit of your happiness, your goals. And in the process, if you have a kid and you leave it, and you leave them in a better spot than you found yourself, well then even on a biological level you've kind of succeeded. And in some way you've even achieved a form of immortality. At least a prolongation of like your memory. Prolongation, that's a word, that's definitely a word. But that's my 2 pence, that's my 2 pence, 2 cents, 2 pence, on my existential fear of death, basically. It's stupid that I'm so scared. But at the same time, it's understandable. But it passes. And you just have to get on with it. You get on with it, and then it happens again. You get on with it, and it happens again. But that's life. You only get the one. No point crying over something you can't change. But that's me. Like I said, try to end it on a high note. But if you genuinely want to hear my other opinions on anything, really, I might not even have an opinion, so I might just say no. Like I'm gonna choose what I want to talk about. But if you want my opinions on things, and I mean anything, favorite movie, the crisis in Syria, the abortion referendum here in Ireland, my political views, season 2 of Rick and Morty, like whatever. Tell me, I'll be more than happy to. At least listen. I'm more than happy to listen. It's up to me if I want to do these. But I picked this one first because it's really something everyone has to deal with. Just like everyone... No, not even everyone grows up, unfortunately. So I thought, hey, this is always going to be my opinion on it. So I might as well. But, yeah. This was my first serious video. But all my regular stuff still remains. I can have my cake and eat it too. So I'll be probably posting this up tomorrow sometime. And I think I will be doing a live stream. Yeah, I'll be definitely doing a live stream on Wednesday. Drink day. So I hope to have a few people there. Probably play a bit of Fallout again. Just arrive in the hub. That'll be fun. So remember to like, dislike, comment, subscribe, and have a lovely day because, like I said, it's your life. We only get the one. And I will see you all again soon. So, bye.